Hey everybody, welcome back. Great to have you here once again. We're going to be getting back into our community's questions, answering about a half a dozen questions about all things wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, longevity, high performance health, you name it. That is the name of this show. You read in your questions. I will do my best to give you honest answers based on now about 25 years in private practice and also helping over 250,000 people from around the world. That is my team and I over at Equalife. So let us know how we can help. We're always answering your questions every single day as well. If you have a question, you want same day answers, write into cabralsupportgroup.com. That's our private Facebook group, about 25,000 people there now and climbing. So come on over, join the global health community. It's completely free. All right, let's get into today's questions. I need to open up my team's document. Let's see, today is episode 2837. So if you want to follow along with the questions, head on over to stephencabral.com/2837. And don't forget, while you're over there, pick up a free copy of The Rain Barrel Effect if you haven't already. All right, Robin is up first. Robin says, hey, Dr. Brawl, I hope you're having an amazing day. Thanks, Robin. I am. I hope you're having an amazing day as well. A quick question. Does collagen also help build muscles, or is it purely for the bone, skin, tissue? Thank you. All right, great question. I would say this. You do not use collagen, collagen protein, collagen peptides, collagen anything if the goal is muscle building. It does not have the amino acid sequence and the anabolic nature that let's just say, vegan protein, whey protein, egg protein, any type of protein is going to have. So no, I would say you use collagen for a different reason, and you want to add something like the advanced collagen support, which is the one that I use and my wife uses and we use in our practice, to your protein shake. So every morning I have the daily nutritional support. So does my wife. We've been doing this for many, many years. That's our multivitamin. That's our B vitamins. That's everything all in one. So we do that, and we just add 1 scoop of the advanced collagen support. Some people like to mix it in their coffee, their tea. I don't. I like my coffee, and I like my shake. And so I put it right into that. Adds just a little bit of thickness. It's absolutely fantastic. So think of this. Your all-in-one is obviously the nutrients for your body, your muscles, etc. Your collagen is for your hair, your skin, your nails, connective tissue. That's what it's good for. All right, I want to keep it plain, keep it simple. I have lots of shows on collagens. It has tremendous benefits, but I would not use it in place of protein powder. All right, Lewis is up next. Hi, Dr. Brawl. How would you advise someone who's experiencing what seems like serotonin issues due to gut problems like IBS or SIBO? I have a chronic gut issue with symptoms that range from gastritis, IBS, or SIBO. I'm experiencing symptoms akin to SSRI withdrawals that include brain zaps. At times, it also feels like I'm in an elevator or have a sudden feeling of dropping in my brain. It feels like, I can never pronounce this, and I apologize. Syncope issues. I apologize. I never pronounced that word correctly, but you know what I'm saying because you wrote the question. Or something similar to serotonin syndrome, because I know exactly what you're talking about, but over that word, I'll look up the pronunciation after this. I don't believe that this is an ear issue, and I've done away with you've done the Epley maneuver, great, and it doesn't quite line up with vertigo issues. I've done the CBO first month twice, adrenal soothe, full spectrum magnesium, and healthy belly. I find that certain foods like beans can make it much worse. I haven't done any stool tests yet. Okay. Here are my recommendations, because we've seen this in many, many clients, so you're not alone. You shouldn't feel like this is an issue that's unique to you and that there is help. So I always like to share that with people. So the brain zaps and the lightheadedness or the dropping sensations that you feel, we want to look at a few things. One is we want to look at electrolyte balance. That's one is important as well. We want to look at blood glucose levels. And yes, of course, you're right. We want to look at the gut. Now, it's interesting because you said you did the CBO first month protocol twice, which means you stopped the CBO protocol twice as well. And I'm interested to hear that because the CBO protocol is 12 weeks. The first month is gentler, then it gets a little stronger, then strongest, but by the time you get to the strongest, your gut's already been mostly cleaned up. That's why we do it that way. We've been doing this for many, many years. And then you begin to do what's called the heal and seal protocol or the CBO finisher. So I like a lot of the things that you're doing. There's no doubt about it. I would work with a coach on this. And if possible, I would run what is called the big 3 lab test. I'm starting to talk about that a lot more. And the reason I'm talking about it more is that those 3 tests are specifically for the gut. They are the bacteria and parasite stool test, they're the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, and they are the IgG food sensitivity test. So one of the reasons why this is important is that we need to know what we're up against. We need to know if this is a methylation issue with low B vitamins. We need to know if this is an issue of electrolyte imbalance, a blood sugar imbalance, or the gut. Or, honestly, could be cortisol or thyroid. So what I like to do is get as much data as possible. In an ideal world, you would run the big 5 plus the bacteria and parasite stool test. That includes the big 3 as well. So you're all set there. If you can't, in my opinion, you just run the big 3, and that's for the gut. Then you'll automatically be working with a practitioner because that entitles you to, I think, an hour-long health coaching call where you go through the results and you get a personalized plan built for you. Health is too important, and especially in this particular scenario, for me to just kind of give you 1 or 2 things to do. I want a full plan. I want to hear that you've healed, within about 4 to 6 months' time, beginning your protocol. That's really what I'm looking for. And then, of course, get even better after that. All right, Lewis, appreciate you writing in. Audrey's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I do a 12-hour fast every night starting at 6 p.m. I would like to do a 14-hour fast. However, I get up every morning at 4:30 a.m. to do an F45 workout. This is the only time of the day that I can do it. Will I be putting my body under more stress by holding off until eating at 8 a.m.? If I test my blood sugar after a workout and it's elevated, does it matter at that point if I hold off in eating? Thanks so much. These are all great questions, really great questions. I love this question. Here's why. So I talked about this at the Reimagine Health Summit. I asked the question, and I asked this inside of High Performance Health all the time. And Audrey, you sound like you might be someone that might be a good candidate for High Performance Health. So, and it's a course, like anybody can take the course. It's on just advanced protocols and advanced longevity and healthy biohacking and all that good stuff. But here's what I want to share with you. And I work with a ton of people from F45, like a lot. And because they're just, they get after it. That's what I say to them. It's like, you're just someone that just kind of gets after it. So you want to do 14 hours, but you have to ask the question. Here's the question. I want to give it to you. It's, what am I trying to optimize for? Why do you want to do 14 hours? What's magical about 14 hours? Why do you want the 2 more? That's what I ask people first. Now, if you say, well, I want to get into a deeper level of autophagy, totally get it. And I understand that's a valid reason. And that's valid. There's nothing wrong with saying that. So what we could do is this. We could say that we're going to run before and after lab tests. So we're going to look at your blood sugar like you just talked about, and maybe even your cortisol before the workout and after the workout. Because like you just said, if you run your blood sugar after the workout and it's already elevated, well, you can blunt that with a smoothie or shake during the workout if you want. Recover faster, because you know that I just did a podcast on how to recover faster using that. And it may all be a moot point. And so you're also working out every day at 4:30 a.m. I actually think that may be the issue, right? You might be better off, even if you love your workouts, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday are off. And so then on those Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, now you can do 14 hours, probably no problem. So I would start to look at each day as its uniqueness and what's required, and then start to take it from there. But I can tell you know what you're doing, and keep listening to the intermittent fasting podcast that I put out, and I think you'll be able to fine tune it for you. And then of course, High Performance Health is always there for you as well. All right, thanks for writing in. But I'm telling you right now, that stress, mood, and metabolism test for anybody, and I'm assuming Audrey, that you're not looking to lose weight, you're looking to maintain, you're just looking for performance, all that's phenomenal. The stress, mood, and metabolism test will actually tell you how your thyroid and adrenals are doing. All right, and you can just find that at stephencabral.com/labs. All right, Karen's up next. I was able to treat a Candida infection by using a combination of your SIBO protocol, homemade kefir, and other fermented foods, and a low-sugar diet. I want to do whatever I can to avoid Candida repopulation, and recently read about opening a capsule of Saccharomyces boulardii into a jar of no-sugar added juice, allowing it to ferment for 36 hours, and then ingesting 1 ounce 3 times a day. The theory being that you get a much higher population of Saccharomyces boulardii than you do in just capsule form. This definitely results in a juice that has a slight taste of alcohol. My question is whether you think the benefits of this population of Saccharomyces boulardii offset the potential downsides of ingesting sugar and alcohol from 2 to 3 ounces of juice a day. Okay, Karen, great question. First, I always have to give you the disclaimer now. I can't provide you with any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis of any type. I'm glad to hear that you got the results you wanted to with your CBO protocol, plus your fermented foods. The CBO protocol, as you know, includes Saccharomyces boulardii. You're asking now, should you empty Saccharomyces boulardii, ferment it, try to grow more, and then add it to your gut? My answer would be, in my opinion, what would I do for myself? What would I do for my own 2 children, for my wife, my parents, and my private practice? The answer is no. 2 reasons. 1, I don't know that you want or need a higher level of Saccharomyces boulardii. If your gut is healed and you're doing well, keep on keeping on, most likely using the daily probiotic support a day, or simply use the clean gut probiotic support every day, which includes the Saccharomyces boulardii. Second, Saccharomyces boulardii is a transient, non-pathogenic yeast. That means that you would probably have to do this for the rest of your life, because Saccharomyces boulardii, from the literature that I've seen, only hangs around in your gut for about a week or 2. And then after that, it moves on, which is all it needs to do, because you want to populate the healthier forms of Candida in the gut, not necessarily Saccharomyces boulardii. So hopefully that was helpful. I'll let you think about that. And I think it sounds like you're already doing great. So like I said, keep on, keep it on. Karen's up. Maybe the same Karen. Is it the same Karen? Yes, same Karen. Hey, Karen. Thanks so much for being a trusted resource for the questions of so many people. It's so appreciated. Some genetic testing suggests that I may not be able to properly digest protein. To help with this, I take digestive enzymes with meals containing protein. However, my biggest protein meal of the day is a smoothie, and I make it using bone broth, collagen powder, and hydrolyzed beef powder. Is there any benefit to taking enzymes with my protein-based smoothie as well? All right, great question. First of all, please be careful of all of these genetic tests. It does not mean that anything is wrong with you at this current moment in time. All genetic testing is doing is showing if there is a propensity towards an imbalance. That's what it's saying, okay? So don't overdo anything because you saw something on a genetic test. Always run regular at-home lab tests to see then if that genetic test is now showing that there's an issue. So I believe in genetic testing. I do it in my practice, but I don't supplement with a ton of extra B vitamins if I don't need an extra ton of extra B vitamins, right? So even if you have MTHFR issues, it's like, well, do you have high homocysteine on blood work? Do you have low B vitamins on your Candida metabolic vitamins test, right? Like, so you want to look at that. All right, but getting back to your question, ordinarily, you don't really need more than 1 enzyme at most with a smoothie. Some people may take more, and that's okay. However, with a beef protein, collagen powder, and bone broth, yes, I actually do think it makes sense to use the daily digestive enzyme or a similar one with that smoothie, because those are harder to break down than, let's just say, a pea protein, a whey protein, etc. Doesn't mean they're bad, not saying that at all. Just saying that they're just stronger items to break down, all right? They have stronger amino acids. So yes, nothing wrong with that at all. All right, Anonymous is up next. Thank you for all you do. My friend's 6-year-old daughter has developed some kind of pinkish red rash around her eyes over the last 12 to 18 months. They did the OAT test around that time, but it did not indicate Candida and or any other gut imbalances. However, do suspect it's related to the gut due to occasional constipation, tummy upset, and linked to the skin. The issue never really goes away, but it does get more red and aggravated in the heat and when she's active. Another functional medicine doctor thought it might be eczema. Have tried creams, but no permanent relief. Doesn't itch her or bother her. Have also tried cortisone, and it seems to help slightly. Any thoughts? Okay, so Anonymous, whoever you are, I tend to lean in your direction. I tend to absolutely lean in your direction. We oftentimes don't see as much on the Candida metabolic and vitamins test as we would like to with children that have stronger gut walls. There's not as much permeability. It can actually be inside of the gut wall, not moving in the blood, not actually then getting into the urine. So if this was my daughter, again, I can't give you any medical advice. If this was my daughter, I would be doing the children's CBO protocol, the children's CBO finisher. I would also be doing the IgG food test, and I'd be eliminating the food she's sensitive to. That's exactly what I would do. And if she couldn't run any more testing, I'd be eliminating dairy, gluten, eggs, soy, and some nuts. Like I'd eliminate things that I know that a lot of people are sensitive to. Doesn't mean they're bad foods. Again, you can add them back in the future. Eczema is almost always a food sensitivity. I don't know that that's what this is. But a red rash in the eye, I've seen it not 1 million times. That would be an exaggeration. I've seen it maybe 1,000 times. And almost always link back to the gut, especially in children, almost always. So yes, that is what I would do. Zinc is needed, vitamin D is usually needed, magnesium is usually needed. Children's CBO protocol, children's CBO finisher, elimination diet. So work with a practitioner. Highly recommend a level 2 IHP. And that's where I would do, all right? Thank you so much, everybody, for writing in. I appreciate your time as always. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Mindset and Motivation Monday. Have an amazing start to the week. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.